Good evening, Lori Bockelkin here with Village Connection Magazine and Long Island Music Scenes. We're at the Sam Ash Music Store in Melville, right on Route 110 or Walt Whitman Mall, wherever we are. And we're here with Mark Wood, who just did his book signing, along with Greg Prado on shredders, the history of guitar shredding. So this was a great evening for you, Mark. We're really happy that you came out here and played for us great music. So there were so many great questions with the audience that I just don't want to repeat. So many great guitar versus violin questions. But I am interested in what you're doing with your education when you're bringing it to schools. And how are the kids reacting? What age group is really going to be the ones to be getting into shredding, let's say? Or are any of the kids getting into the electric violin?
Yes, what we're dealing with is we're trying to empower the public school music programs as we're leading. I don't know what we're dealing with in the next couple of years, but we need to support the arts. We need to support the string programs. So we do about 100 to 200 a year, activating hundreds of thousands of kids and teachers in schools. I'm doing one in Long Island on Tuesday night at Bohemia, and I just came from Syracuse, so I'm constantly working with these orchestras to empower these kids with the greatness of music making, not just playing, but make music. So we're doing this all over the place. It's really exciting for us.
Yes, it sounds very exciting, and I do like the idea that you're helping the kids make music, that they're going to be creating music. You did mention something about being at Juilliard School. You did mention something about classical music. So tell me a little bit more about where you think classical music is going or ending, and how shredding is going to maybe upsurge.
Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity for our string players to think in the 21st century instead of the antiquated, more older way of doing it for hundreds of years the same way. I think violin players have an opportunity right now to stick out and really do something different instead of regurgitating the same pedagogical music century, decade after decade after decade after decade. So it's a real challenge for string players who are interpreters more than really artists in inventing and composing music. They are more trained to just be interpreters, like actors, which is wonderful. I love the art form, but it's the 21st century is about creativity, it's about imagination, it's about engaging kids with their hearts and with their personalities in their music, not just Mozart's. So we're really introducing them to a new way of thinking.
Well, I love that, because my next section was going to be, how do you teach this to the kids? Are you showing people how to tap into themselves so that they can create, or do you have a science to how you teach?
I think that's a great question. We do it with music that we bring in. We do it as a performance-based experience where we do it as a concert. We have 2 days to put together a whole concert, and then they're experiencing the music with me alongside them, empowering them how to stand, how to perform in a non-classical way, where there's no music stands and we're facing directly to the crowd. And we're focusing on that as opposed to an orchestra, which is an oval facing a conductor. My orchestra is faced straight out. So it's really exciting.
That sounds great. I feel like I want to go to school, back to school and learn shredding. So my last question, I guess I'm going to ask you, you spoke a lot about Long Island. We're big Long Island fans.
Yeah.
Been living on Long Island all of my life. Enjoy live music on Long Island. And you brought up a few years back how the surge of live music on Long Island. How do you feel about the surge of live music on Long Island today? Because it's huge right now, I think.
It's
what do you think of the difference?
better. It's better. It's still difficult. Like my son is a drummer, and he plays with drums with Shania Twain and Gwen Stefani. He lives in L.A. He would not be able to survive in New York because the opportunities aren't here for someone like him. So the music scene will never really be like CBGB's, if you remember that, Max's Kansas City, My Father's Place, if you remember that. I mean, we could name dozens and dozens and dozens of live music forums that are wonderful. Now it's a fraction of it. Still important. We have the Paramount, we have the Westbury, we've got... Yeah, but when you're comparing to 30 years ago, it's a different scene now. I'm not sure if we'll ever return to what that world was like back then. But we will always encourage people to go out and see live music, though.
Yes. always go out and see fly fishing.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for
Pleasure.
talking
You
with
guys
us.
are great.
Nice meeting you.
Pleasure.
And
Thank
all the
you.
best.